Hi, I'm Darlene Zebel, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this little 7-minute business tip vignette, I'm going to talk about market research. Market research can be very expensive for the small and middle market size companies, and I'm going to share with you a couple of secrets and places that I go to for information, and I hope it'll help you too. The first place I go is I check the competition. As a business advisor and an independent business owner, I have lots of competition, and I hope you do too. If you don't have competition, beware. 40% of the businesses in the United States, per the Small Business Administration, fail because there is no market for the product or service the entrepreneur is selling. So it's better to have competition and check to see what they do to differentiate themselves from each other. There may be some tips in there on where you can create a niche, because it's easier to test the market and do market research on a small niche versus than on the entire market. And that's because it just takes a lot of money and a lot of high-priced talent from these major marketing companies in order to determine where there might be a possible niche. So I suggest, as an independent business owner, either a small or mid-sized company, to select your niche first. I have a lot of 7-minute videos to teach you how to do this. Once you have a niche, then start asking strangers what they think about your product or service. Or if you have a perfect description of your ideal customer, try and find those people and ask them. Don't just ask your family and friends. Every time I ask my family and friends, they tell me how great every idea I come up with is. And I know that's not the case. Asking a group of strangers, if you belong to a church, associations, a neighborhood group, even online now, you can go to Meetup and try and find customers that describe your ideal person to buy from you. Try and meet with them and get their honest opinion on your product or service. If you do have the money, once you have the niche, then you can go to market research firms and ask them to test the market for you. However, I recommend that you have a niche selected first. If you don't, it's just like throwing spaghetti on the wall. And how much money do you have to keep testing to see where your niche is? So I suggest you pick one and test it from there. A great place to go is uscensus.gov if you're in the United States. The United States Census Department captures data on a lot of different things besides how many people live here. And other countries may have the same program where you can search within your own country for sources like this. In census.gov, you can just start keying in on keywords and searching for information. For example, you want to know what the average dress size of women between the ages of 35 and 50 are in the United States. The census.gov will actually give you some raw data on Excel spreadsheets if you want to manipulate the data even further. Now, if this process is a little too complicated for you, and I'm very excited that the Census Department is doing this, because years ago I used to have to contact them and they'd send me the Excel spreadsheets, but now you can download them yourself. You can go to a really good library that has a good business section and ask the reference librarian, my favorite people in the whole world, for information and sources on where you can get this data where it's already compiled. One of my favorite books is Statistics and Abstracts of the United States. They actually take the census data and manipulate it for you into a variety of categories. And it's a huge book. It's, thousands of pages of information are in this book. And what I like to do now is I buy copies that are a year old, so I don't have to keep going to the library. The data is not that much older. But Statistics and Abstracts is a really good source for you to go to. So for example, I am targeting 670,000 small business owners in the United States to my YouTube videos who are between 2 and 5 years old. They haven't quite reached 7 figures in sales yet. And the census told me there are 670,000 of them. So if you know what these numbers are, you can then develop and create the rest of your marketing strategy. Market research can be inexpensive for the small business owner and the mid-sized business owner to get started without spending a great deal of money. Check your library. If the census.gov is too complicated for you, check your library. Market research is key to the success of any business. If you first attempt to pick a niche and you find that it's not working for you, at least you started without spending a whole lot of money, and then you can select another niche and see how that's working for you. Once you get down to a level where you're starting to make some decent money, then you can hire a marketing research firm to take it to the next level and take a look at where more of your ideal customers are, or do blind market studies. I talk about this in some of my other 7-minute business tip videos. So thank you for joining me. I hope you learned some things here. Please share this video with your entrepreneurial friends. Please subscribe to this channel. Leave me some comments and check in my bio to get my email. And if you have specific business questions or challenges you'd like me to talk about, please send me an email and I'll include them in future vignettes. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm wishing you all the best success in the world. Thank you and have a great day.